This week on Charger Bulletin News, USGA elections are in full swing. A conversation with campus NAACP President Jordan Harris. And U New Haven Spotlight will take you behind the scenes of our studio and control room. Coming up next on Charger Bulletin News. Hello and welcome to Charger Bulletin News. I'm Alex Severo.
And I'm Kayla Muchler. Let's take a look at this week's stories. Recharge Day has come and gone, but a snow caused a bit of a standstill. Charger Bulletin News producer Jada Clark reports.
The first recharge day of the semester covered in snow. Students all across campus experienced winter snowfall, preventing them from attending recharge day events. On account of the weather, the university elected to shift all events to a virtual format. Students were still able to attend many events online. Although the shift caused major changes, many students still enjoyed their day off. Hopefully, our next recharge day can be experienced in person. Jada Clark, reporting for Charger Bulletin News.
The university continues its green status streak as cases gradually rise. The number of positive cases increased by 13 since last week. The quarantine number currently sits at 40. This number may fluctuate due to contact tracing. 30 students remain in isolation, including those who elect to stay in university-sponsored isolation housing. The COVID-19 task force reminds all students, faculty, and staff to wear a mask, wash hands often, and maintain social distancing while on campus.
On newsstands now is the Charger Bulletin special edition of Black History Month. Kaylee Feshler sat down with NAACP student president Jordan Harris to discuss events that are happening on campus.
Thanks, Kayla. Throughout the month of February, the university's NAACP chapter has focused on the importance of Black history through education and empowerment. Jordan Harris is a campus president. Welcome, Jordan. So before we start, can you tell me a little bit about the events that you've held throughout the past month and the kind of turnout that you guys have received from them?
So surprisingly, we've had actually a really good amount of people attend our virtual meetings. We know that we're able to do in person, but we've decided to stay virtual because of last semester's success virtually and because of safety, because you just never know. It also, gets, commuters involved as well. So we start off the month with a panel surrounding young activists around the area, ironically, all my friends. So we had people from Yale, our own Youth and College Division, and organizers within the Hartford area, so CT in general. We then moved on to our alumni speaker event, which is our first one. We're hoping to make it kind of an annual NAACP thing with Esperanza Humphrey. She was actually kind of like a founder of the Myatt Center for Diversity and Inclusion. And that was a really good event. And then our last event last week was the disparities, focusing on Black women in the healthcare field. That was really good. And yesterday, we co-hosted one with UConn's NAACP chapter on the future of policing. We had Dr. Oakbar, who's from the University of Connecticut, Dr. Tambora and Dr. Boyd, who obviously attend here. And we've had great success with our events, and I'm so happy. At least 70 plus people attend our events during Black History Month, including faculty, staff, students. But that's the help of our co-sponsors as well, and our promotion and loyalty of our loyal members.
That's awesome. So are there any specific individuals on campus, whether it's faculty, staff, administration, that have helped you in your chapter through the events that you've held so far?
So I would definitely say, well, obviously I would highlight Dr. Boyd and Dr. Tambora, once again, thanking them for being on our panel. I would like to thank, Dr. Coker, Dr. Cooper, Zanaya who's the assistant director of the Myatt Center, I believe is her title now. There's so many great people on this campus that actually help. Professor Tran, he kind of religiously attends our meetings, which really shows us a support. We have a lot of people that give us ideas and share advice with us. Some professors that we want to work with in the future, if not this year, maybe next year. But we really do appreciate the support from all our, mainly our BIPOC faculty and staff. They really do support us and the things we do. They really, really help out.
No, that's awesome. So with moving on from this point, how do you believe that we can continue the momentum of education awareness?
My chapter-wise, just continue to be creative. One criticism I think I've always said throughout my 4 years is a lack of creativity sometimes that people have, and it doesn't stand out. And I try and, tell younger people on eBoards to be creative. You don't always have to do what past eBoards have done. That was kind of the message that was sent to me, like, you don't have to always do the events we did, kind of make your own thing. I think through education, through diversity and inclusion, we don't always have to do the same repetitive things. Like, we don't always have to do a privilege walk. Like, although it is effective, we have to be creative in the ways that we, educate people around diversity, equity, and inclusion. Bring in new topics, bring in new language, like get, people from the outside. This is what I've been advocating for, is use outside people in the New Haven area. New Haven is very rich in the culture and like DEI work around the area.
That's awesome. Well, thank you again, Jordan, for being here. Thank you for coming with us today and speaking on behalf of NAACP. We really appreciate it. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Kaylee. You can follow NAACP on Instagram at UNH-NAACP.
Now it's time for entertainment. Emily is here with the latest pop culture news. Anything new this week?
Thanks, Kayla. On Monday, Daft Punk announced after 28 years they are splitting up. The EDM duo is best known for bringing the French underground house scene to the charts. They are considered one of the most influential electronic acts of all time. Top hits include One More Time and Around the World. And in 2010, they wrote the score for Tron Legacy. The SAG Awards are coming soon. On Instagram Live, the Screen Actors Guild announced their nominations honoring those in film and television. Among the nominations, Chadwick Boseman is the first actor to be nominated for 4 different categories in a single year. Viola Davis received 2 nominations for her work in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Lastly, The Crown and Schitt's Creek both received 5 nominations, including Outstanding Performance by an Ensemble in a Drama Series and in a Comedy. The Guild will cast their final votes on March 30th, with the show premiering on Sunday, April 4th. Tuesday night, Tom Holland, Jacob Batalon, and Zendaya posted photos and different titles to their Instagrams for their upcoming film, Spider-Man 3. Holland posted Spider-Man Phone Home, Batalon posted Spider-Man Home Wrecker, and Zendaya posted Spider-Man Home Slice. The internet was confused for hours until late Wednesday afternoon when Holland posted the real title reveal on Instagram. Spider-Man No Way Home is currently filming in Atlanta with a release date set for this Christmas. That's all for this week. Back to you, Alex.
Thanks, Emily. Get ahead in your degree by taking classes over the summer. Registration for summer 2021 courses are available now. The summer semester will take place from May 10th to August 13th. Summer 1 will run from May 15th to July 28th, and Summer 2 from July 6th to August 13th. Check your degree audit and sign up for any available courses through the self-service banner. Let's check in on sports with Joe. What are new with our athletes, Joe?
Thanks, Alex. The sports world was busy yesterday, and I loved it, so let's get started. Athletic Director Dr. Z announced the addition of women's rugby as the 18th varsity sport at the university. Formerly a club sport, New Haven becomes the 4th school in Connecticut and the 26th team across all 3 divisions, and the 2nd school in the Northeast 10. Looks like we have another sport to look forward to, and I have to say, I'm excited to see these ladies compete at this level. It's finally here. First pitch for our Chargers is 22 days away. The 31-game schedule was released, which includes 10 home games for our Chargers, with their home opener on March 19th against Pace University. Baseball is the first to receive their schedule, with the remaining teams' schedules being released in the coming days. Now, early Tuesday morning, golf icon Tiger Woods was involved in a single car crash in Southern California. First responders needed to extract Woods from the car and transported him to Harbor UCLA Hospital, where he was treated for extreme leg injuries. Wednesday morning on Woods' Twitter page, a statement was released from his doctor about the surgery that took place, along with the update that Woods is currently responsive, awake, and recovering. We all wish for a speedy and quick recovery, and we hope to see him back out on the course soon. That's all for sports. Back to you, Alex and Kayla.
Thanks, Joe. Looking forward to baseball starting up again. In collaboration with the Communication Department's Electronic News Gathering and Reporting class, we bring you New Haven Spotlight. Each week, Professor Wayne Edwards and his students will deliver reports on places of interest on campus. This week, Alex Severo takes us behind the scenes of our studio and control room.
The Communication Department at the University of New Haven is growing and evolving rapidly, starting right here in our brand new studio and communication space located in the Brigami Center for Science, Technology, and Innovation.
The new studio is a big advantage in a number of ways. It's in a brand new building, and what you get with a brand new building is the opportunity to design the workflow of film and television and journalism and media in general to suit the needs of each of those areas. Some of the other advantages are a much larger studio, which opens up a lot of what we're calling raw space for students to put up their own scenery, to do a multitude of different things. We have a proper, very large psych and green screen. If you talk about the switcher, you will find that switcher at ESPN or at some other broadcast. Same with the graphic. We have a super robust record and play out and local area network for editing. Those are the kinds of work environments that students are going to walk into. Overall, the studio, in its size, its layout, is a big improvement to what we had.
Starting in the fall 2020 semester, students had full access to the new space and have been creating ever since. From Charger Bulletin News, I'm Alex Severo.
Thanks, Alex. Be sure to tune in next week for another edition of Charger Spotlight.
Election season has begun. The 2021-2022 USGA candidates are campaigning around campus until March 4th. This year's USGA candidates include Sophia Martinez for president, Timothy Vong for treasurer, Drew Becker and Mary Lipa running as senator for LGBTQ+ students, Ashlyn Mercier for senator for varsity athletes, Russell Dorenzo for senator for commuter students, Sophia Martinez for senator for students with disabilities, Armela Seifu for senator for international students, and Cora Kogel, Layla Solomon, Anna Marcotti, Sierra Wilds, Emily Levine, and Nick Meany running for senator at large. Don't forget to cast your vote ballots. Ballots will open from March 2nd to March 4th at 11:59 p.m. Well, that's all the time we have for this week.
You can check out the latest edition of the Charger Bulletin on newspaper stands and at chargerbulletin.com.
Stay up to date by following us on social media at Charger Bulletin. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Alex Severo.
And I'm Kayla Muchler. We'll see you next time on Charger Bulletin News.